These two lovers turned married partners live together for a while, yet they are unaware of each other's real identity. When they come to know about each other, they set out to kill each other. This journey is thrilling for them. Hi, today we will discuss Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which was one of the most controversial movies of its time for issues not related to the movie. If you like the explanation, please click on like and do comment. Movie starts with a scene of our lead couple at the therapist's. They are John and Jen. They are asked, how long have they been married? John replies 5 years, but Jen says it's actually 6 years. They are asked how happy are they as a couple? They rate their happiness 8 out of 10. They are asked about how they met. They met 6 years back in Colombia. The Colombian leader was killed by an American. The killer was single, hence the local police were on a lookout for every single American man. In the hotel, John and Jen were by themselves and they had the opportunity to kill the police, but they come to each other and pretend that they are a couple. In reality, both were trained assassins, but they were unaware of each other. They spend time with each other and go drinking at night and later get intimate. In the morning, Jen could not find John anywhere, but he returns to the room with breakfast. Both were from New York and start dating once they are back in America. They go to a carnival and Jen pretends she can't shoot. John shows her how to shoot. Slowly they fall in love. They talk to their friends about each other. John tells his friend that Jen is a traitor and spends a lot of time traveling, so she wouldn't know anything about me. Jen tells her friend that John is a contractor who travels a lot. John's friend Eddie tells him to be alert and think this through, but John had already proposed to Jen. Yen's friends also warns her against this idea, but Jen was in love and she decides to marry John. Now we see their life after 5 or 6 years. Their real identities were still hidden and they had a routine life. They finish their assignments at night and pretend to be normal spouses to each other. Jen buys new curtains for the living room. John says we should have gone together to buy and says he doesn't like them. Jen says you will start liking them eventually and I am not going to change it. In the next session, John had come alone. He says he loves his wife a lot, but sometimes I feel like we are hiding things from each other. Life gets a little annoying with her at times. John likes to sleep early, but Jen keeps the lights on as she is still reading. Jen comes for a single session with similar complaints. Therapist tells her this is what a marriage is. They hardly talk to each other and John doesn't like whatever Jen cooks. John washes the dishes after dinner. He doesn't clean well and Jen has to wash them again. One night Jen leaves late at night saying she has work and goes to meet a gangster disguised as an escort. John also goes to kill a guy at a gambling den and pretends to be drunk. Those men let him play. All of a sudden, John shoots them all. Jen also kills that gangster. They reach home and then go to meet their neighbors who have a party at their home. One of the ladies hands her baby to Jen and John notices that. Later John tells her you looked beautiful tonight. In the morning John goes to his garage where he had a secret vault for his weapons. Jen had a vault inside her oven. They go to their respective agencies in the morning. They both get the same assignment to kill the same man. Their fights are booked bad, they are sent for their mission. Jen had planted bombs in the area and kept an eye from a distance. Whenever her target would cross that road, he would die in the bomb blast. In some time, John comes to the same area. Jen has to defuse the bombs as the man was not her target. She keeps an eye on John but does not know it's her husband. She sees John with a rocket launcher, so she shoots him. John is safe as he was wearing a bulletproof vest. John sees her and launches a rocket towards her. Jen narrowly escaped the place. He finds her laptop but does not. That's his wife. John and Eddie discuss why would someone give the same contract to 2 different assassins. He goes to his hacker and asks her to find out who owns that laptop. The hacker finds a New York address, and it's the same address where Jen works. John goes to find out more to the address. At the same time, Jen was trying to find her competitor's identity. She checks the recording of the blast. She notices how the man jerks his right foot. Her husband does the same. Jen is sure the killer was John. They both reach home suspicious of each other. Jen offers a drink to John, but he throws it when she's not watching. John asks her how was work today. Jen states there was an issue with her commission. John tells her that at his workplace there was a double booking. They both eat. John pretends to drop a bottle, but Jen catches it and then drops it. They both pretend to clean the mess, but run away from each other. Jen is in shock that she could not identify the reality despite being married to John. John tries to stop Jen. He tells her he wants to talk, but Jen runs over him. He gets in the car, but Jen jumps out. John goes to Eddie's house and tells him that Jen tried to kill him. John is in disbelief about his marriage. Eddie advises him to kill Jen. Jen tells her friend about John and her friend asks her if she still loves John. Jen replies she does not love him anymore. Yen's friend advises her to kill John. In the morning, Jen reaches her house to find clues about John. After she leaves, John comes home with the neighbor. He discovers Jen had stolen his weapons from the vault. Jen tries to find John's real identity, and then their office alarm buzzes as John had breached their security. Jen advises John to leave. Everyone tries to find John and realize he is on the top of the building. Yen's friends burn their data and evacuate the building. Jen escapes in front of John, but he's unable to shoot her. They trash talk each other from afar. John goes back to Yen's office and finds a name of a construction company. Yen's people are operating from that site. John reaches there, but Jen stops his elevator. They again trash talk each other and John dares Jen to blast the elevator. Yen's friends press the blast button, which shocks Jen. But we see John is alive and he was in a different elevator. Jen goes to the hotel where John had proposed. Jen reminisces their good time and cries. John also reaches there and tells her he does not love her anymore. Here we see the famous scene of the movie where they dance and disarm each other. John complains how Jen treated their marriage as if it was a job. Jen does not reply and starts crying. She leaves for the washroom and escapes from there. John hears a ticking sound from his jacket. He calls Jen and says it's the second time she tried to kill him. He tells her he's going home to destroy their house. Jen tells him she will meet him there. John asks her when they met the first time, what did she think about him? Jen questions the same thing to him. John tells Jen she felt like a Christmas morning to him. Jen lies to John saying you were just a cover to get out of Colombia. When they reach home, both try to shoot at each other. They fight for a long time but are not able to kill each other. They end up making out with each other and rediscover a spark in their relationship. While happily making out, they reveal all their kills to each other. They spend some warm romantic time with each other. All of a sudden, someone fires at them. They had 48 hours to kill each other, and now that it's over, their respective agencies have sent killers to eliminate them. They go down the house and a bomb is waiting for them. John kicks the bomb towards the fuel tank and they both jump out of the house. The bomb explodes, killing all the killers sent to kill them, but John and Jen survive. They both steal their neighbor's car and escape. They start revealing their real identities to each other slowly. They see cars chasing them, so Jen opens the hatch to shoot those cars, but John was not driving properly for Jen to aim at the killers. They switch their places, and while shooting, John tells Jen that he was married once before. This angers Jen and she starts hitting him. The couple cannot stop their domestic squabble even in the middle of the shootout. John argues that Jen also has hidden a lot from him. Jen reveals her parents died when she was little. John asks then, who were those people at our wedding? Jen says she hired people for the wedding. Jen swivels the car to shoot at the killers. John tells Jen they will have to restart their marriage. They both go to meet Eddie, who tells them they are in danger. He advises them that they go their separate ways and live separately. John and Jen both do not like the idea. Eddie advises they can reach out to their agencies and get them the man they have been looking for so that the agencies can stop killing John and Jen. It's the same man we saw at the beginning. The man's name is Benjamin, and Benjamin was held as a prisoner at a secluded prison. The couple reach there to kill this man. John enters the prison through a tunnel while Jen guides him. He blasts the entrance door to the prison and gets Benjamin out. Jen argues John never listens to her and his plans are never foolproof. John tells her he is unable to breath her around her as she constantly bickers and everything has to be according to her. John interrogates Benjamin as why the agency wants him dead. Benjamin reveals that their agencies knew about John and Jen and were worried that both will exchange agency secrets with each other. Benjamin is just a bait to get to John and Jen. They realize Benjamin had a tracker on him and the agency people reach the place to kill both. The couple hide and Jen suggests maybe us going separate ways will be good for us. John argues they will have to keep running their whole lives, so it's better we stay together and fight together. They hide in the nearby mall, and these killers find them. A shootout ensues. A bullet grazes past Jen, but John is able to save her. They hide again. John says, "I wish we were out for a vacation." Jen replies at this moment she prefers to be with John than any other place in the world. Love charges up the couple and they step out to fight the killers. They kill all the remaining assassins. In the last scene we see them back at the therapist's. They say there are no issues in their marriage and they have rebuilt their home. Their love and intimacy has increased and they are happier than ever. This ends the movie. This movie also ended a marriage. I will see you in the next one. Live and let live.